What is this?
All right, boys, here's the deal. I'm Cody. I own Super Stick Transmissions. What's going on here? This is gonna be interesting. Kind of doing something a little different. This is the house, okay? It's my house. This isn't the shop. This is the garage. But Ivory's about to get worked on. The engine is in bad shape. Transmission's good. But tomorrow the transmission's coming out.
What is this?
Alright, well, Ivory's in the shop. The garage. Not the shop. Definitely the garage at my house. And she's got a blown up engine. And the transmission is mint. But I got a call yesterday from a guy who's got a G56 in Bowling Green that he's stranded and needs a transmission. So today I'm gonna pull mine out and go take it to him, and I'm gonna take his broke one and give him a good one. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'll probably put this on a time lapse. And I'll catch up with you in a minute. It's a very humbling experience taking a transmission out without a lift when you usually take them out with a lift. I really feel for you guys. You know, this area here getting it out of that area there, you've got this much. But anyways, she's out. Now I gotta load this thing up, probably in the wife's car because fuel mileage, and run this sucker over to Bowling Green, Kentucky, and put it in, or assist in putting it in. 'Cause I pretty much did this without any assistance, but I don't need no assistance, you know what I'm saying? I still need no assistance. I did it all by myself.
Yo, are you gonna put it in, or you want me to put it in my fucking house? Like, what is wrong with you?
Whoa.
Cause you wanna take forever. You wanna take forever. Am I fucking you? You fucking me like I'm stuck. Oh, fuck is wrong with you? Stop and put it in.
Oh. It's in. Oh my god, it's in.
We got his, got the transmission put in his truck. That went as unsmooth as it could have went. We did not have a transmission jack. We did not have a shop. We were in the parking lot of the pits of the race. So that was a circus. But anyways, a lot of guys kind of jumped in and helped us out with that. That was really cool. But anyways, transmission's in his truck. All of that went well, as it could. He drove it around the parking lot a little bit, made sure everything worked, and it did. So now I've got his transmission, and I'm on my way to the shop now. We're gonna take it apart, see what we got to work with. I'm gonna put our billet stuff in that transmission now. That's gonna be our test transmission now for my white truck. Yeah, I'll kind of catch up with you guys when I start taking that transmission apart. We'll just kind of go from there. See how she goes. Well, that explains why she was knocking. Oh, everything you got. Get it! Oh.
Put your back into it.
Son of a...
Billet is more of a method than it is a material. A piece of billet is a big piece of something, right? Material. And you cut it or machine it down to the final product. Cast you pour something into a mold or whatever, and then you come up with a cast part. Forging, you take a billet and you manipulate it or bend it or hammer forge it or whatever into your finished part. You can have aluminum billet, steel billet, copper billet, plastic billet, wood billet, and you can dig a hole in the ground. Can you have a dirt billet? Is there mud billet, sand billet? There's ice billet. Oh, this works. Alright, boys and girls, so we had we had some audio on this video clip that had some music in it that wasn't appropriate for YouTube, so I'm gonna do a little bit of voiceover here and see if we can explain what's going on a little bit. So this engagement plate here was just machined a little bit on the wrong side, so I'm gonna have to, that spins like that, and let's put that down, and then we're gonna have to assemble this unit without the engagement plate. So here we go, putting the thing on with the deal there. I don't know what I was doing, but there's a snap ring in the mix here. So we'll see how the snap ring fits right there. Oops, slipped off a little bit. What's going on here? Oh, yes. Okay, let's put that down and take this back off, and then stick this gear on here. Gears. See, but now we put the hub on there, and it doesn't seem to fit like it should. Now the snap ring don't fit. What are we gonna do? We're gonna have to take that gear over to the lathe and machine on it a little bit and make it gooder. Okay, so we took it over to the lathe there. We machined on this edge right here a little bit, right there. Okay, we took about a few thousandths off of her. So what we're going to do is put this back on here, and we're going to slide the hub right back on there. Slide the hub, there we go. Okay, we got the hub slid on, and if we push down on her like that, it doesn't spin real free. So kind of what that tells us here is that it's still too big. So we machined it off one more time here. See how smooth she spins? And let's put the hub back on here and get her snug on there like that. See, but the snap ring just won't quite fit, so we're going to have to take it back over to the machine. And oh boy, that's real close right there. That's just a couple thousandths from being magnificent. But anyways, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take that back off of there, stick that thing right back in the lathe, and we'll pick up there from the next. Oh, we're already back. Oh, looky there, we already did some. So now we put her on there and give it a little spinny spin, and this hub's just gonna fall right into place here. It's just, you gotta have some patience and Stop being so violent. There we go. She just goes right on there. What do we have? Look at there. Fits like socks on a rooster, as my grandpappy always used to say. There we go. Now let's move forward some. Okay, 5th time's the charm. Face this off again right here. Now, put it on. Come on, left hand, do the thing. Do it. Do the jingle. What's wrong? Excuse me, Sonny. If I just said, if you gotta have patience. See? What'd I do? I didn't do
Mm-hmm.
okay. Alright, so that's mint. The gear still turn. Woo, look at her, she's free spinning now. Alright, good. So I'm gonna get that snap ring on with one hand. Oh, that's way better. Evan, look, it turns. Oh. Now, let's see what else we got. Let's grab the billet 4th gear. Sucker's a unit. That's what she said. So that groove has to clear that snap ring now. So far so good. This is the old 4th gear. That one's billet, not billet. Where am I putting my non-billet? I'm gonna need all 3 of my hands back. Hold on! Okay, here's the deal. So, as you see, I don't have any of my synchronizer assemblies on. This gear, 3rd gear's billet, 4th gear's billet, 6th gear's billet, 5th gear, input shaft. Input shaft is billet. Our engagement plates are not fitting due to the little splines in there. Not a big deal. But the other clearances are going to work out just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the case and I'm going to mark all the gears and turn it. Then I'm going to read the tooth engagement, kind of like everybody does on a ring and pinion, and kind of see how that, I mean, we're going to have to send these back anyways. I don't like that, but kind of doing some pioneer work here, and that's part of it. We're learning. I mean, these clearances, I don't know if y'all can see how tight that is. There is no room for any error. And when I'm not there at the machine shop to assist in assembling this, things like this happen. So, I mean, you see that gap right there? That is so little, and there's none here. There's none here. None up under there. I mean, you see the big gap, but that's not what's touching. But you can tell the difference in the color. These are fresh out of heat treat. You can see the heat treat lines on them. A trained eye will see that. For all of you guys that aren't into building transmissions and looking at gears every day, you're not going to see nothing, but that's a strong heat treat line across there. I mean, you can really see it right here. So see the lighter colored part, that's the actual heat treat. That's how deep it goes into the gear. The rest of it, I mean, it's still hard, but it's not that hard. You can't see it too much on the input shaft. I cleaned it up too much. But anyway, so these are not billet. This is a whole billet input shaft. And billet, like I said earlier, is a method more than a material. This started out as one big piece and they machined it all the way down to that. It's not cast. So anyhow, I'm not gonna get to run this, unfortunately, but we're gonna get to read the gears. Before you start saying mean things, listen. We knew we were gonna run into some issues with these gears, okay? They're brand new, never been tested, never been made before. They're new. They sent them to us and said, hey, put it together and let me know what we need to fix. And I've put it together and I've got a list of things we need to fix. No big deal. So anyways, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go back to the shop. I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna paint the gears with the yellow paint, same thing we do with the ring and pinion. And I'm gonna rotate it around and see what the contact patch looks like. If it looks like trash, I'm gonna let them know it looks like trash. If it looks fantastic, I'm gonna let them know it looks fantastic. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna look good because it's a brand new set, untested. Same thing we ran into before when we made the billet stuff. We just had problems. I'm gonna go paint the gears, make some notes, send it back to the machine shop and say, hey, let's fix it. So then we're gonna fix it. And then it'll all be better. Nope. We're gonna have to revise it again, and I'm not gonna send out not perfect set of gears to you guys without it being right. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go paint the gears and see how wrong they are. I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go out in your garage and build a set of gears? You're gonna go build a billet set of gears in your garage with your hand tools and files and stuff? You're not gonna do it. All right, here we go. The gears are in. Oh, that sounds broke before it's even broke. All right, let's paint these things like Bob Ross and figure out why it sounds the way that it sounds.
Today, let's have a happy accident and see what we can make out of it.
I made it worse.
Well, any fucking time, sweetheart.
How bad do you think it's gonna be? I'm just gonna turn it one time. Oh boy, nothing. Wow. All right, I'm gonna elaborate on this a little bit more for you guys and help you understand what's going on. So this gear down here is OEM, okay? This is second gear. It's pulling a pretty good mark across it, but it's only hitting on the bottom, right? More so on the bottom. Okay, you can see it over here. Probably 90% on the bottom. Now, third gear is not touching at all, but it doesn't mean there's a problem here. Fourth gear is this one. There's no more paint on the tips, on the edge of this. They cleaned that off. That means that's touching first. And over here, it proves the theory, there's paint inside the valley. So what that's doing, this is touching first and it's prying this shaft apart. So I'll kind of exaggerate, it's pulling the main shaft away from it. So that's why up here, so this bearing race is forcing the input shaft over this way. It's only hitting right here on this top edge. So if I put this in my lathe and shave this down, that's gonna pull both shafts together. And that'll probably give me a really good reading. So basically this one's too deep is what I'm saying. So I'm gonna cut the points off of this, flatten these down, and get a perfect contact patch. And see where we're at from there. Well, that's not terrible news. So fourth gear was too deep. We actually got it to engage. It just bottoms out, which is, it's not a problem. We can always take material off. It's harder to add it. But fourth gear in a G56, a lot of you guys that have ever broke a G56, it's usually fourth gear. So fourth gear, we wanted it to have as much engagement as we could, and they just went a little too far with it. So in the morning, I'm gonna cut that down and check on that. But so the end goal is to get rid of the slack. So we switch hands here. This one has slack. This one has slack. This one has slack. This one does not. They need to all be like that, which means this one's touching first. The one I've been shaving on. So do I really need to rotate this yet? No. I need to keep going on this one. Dang it. It's down to this now. One way or another.
I'm the one calling the shots. I don't get stuck in the box. Feel like I've been through a lot, holding it down like it's tied to a rock. Everybody all talk, they ain't walking that walk. Learned it all on my own. Everything's self-taught. Headshot with the stainless. Blow their mind, now they brainless. Dreams of being on stages. Damn, the shit's outrageous. I can see all of the changes. Everything coming in phases. Last year I was nameless. This year I'm finna be famous. I've been doing my own thing, doing good in my own lane. Started wearing my own name, but it ain't on a gold chain. Saying things that they won't say, making moves that they can't play. Half of these rappers got no.
Off to the laboratory. I took that case and I cut, I did a cutaway on that case. What that allows us to do now is assemble it, and now we can see what we need to see with the case off. So I'm sending the whole thing back to the machine shop. Now they can see what I see, and when we get it back, it should be pretty much dialed in. At least then I know that I'll be able to assemble it in a transmission, because they're going to assemble it in a transmission. I'm going to end this video here because I have to end it somewhere, and if I keep going, it's just going to be an hour and a half long. So I got some other stuff I want to get on video and get a few of these videos out pretty quickly so we can actually build the channel. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this one. See you on the next one.
Now this is going to look like we're destroying everything. Don't worry about it. We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.